Hi, it's Gary. Welcome to today's video. Fountain Pen Showdown Day. Today, let's take a look at two of my smaller pens, two very similar looking pens. There's the Jinhao 82, very inexpensive Chinese pen. That's going up the Sailor ProGear Slim. Look at that, you can tell what that Jinhao 82 is based off, can't you? The Sailor gold nibbed from Japan, a lot more money. Join me now, down on the table. We'll take a look at the pens, we'll have a walk through the body, we'll do some size comparisons, weights and measures, a writing sample, then I'll give you my thoughts and some scores for these pens. Welcome down to the table. Here we've got today's pens. Don't they look very similar? We've got the Jinhao 82 and we've got the Sailor ProGear Slim. Two virtually identical shapes. And this opens up one of those questions. When does it stop being inspired by? When does it start to become a copy or a clone? Interesting question, isn't it? Let's start by taking a look through the bodies. Not going to be a real detailed walkthrough. You can find those in other videos that I make. We're going to focus more on the similarities and the differences. So first, as I've already said, it's the shape. They look virtually identical. Sizes look virtually identical. We'll do our sizes, our weights and measures in a bit. Jinhao 82, this is the transparent version. I have got another couple of Jinhao 82s that I've still got to do first impressions on. Sailor ProGear Slim, very pretty pen, very nice looking pen. This is in blue-green nebula. Same with the 82, they've got loads of different finishes. So has the Sailor ProGear Slim, but I really like this. It's my only Sailor ProGear that I've got. Certainly then that means it's my only ProGear Slim that I've got. But it's very nice. I love the sparkles in here. Just look at the way that catches the light. Very pretty. Let's take the caps off. So the cap on the Jinhao, half, 1, 1.5, 2. 2 turns to take that cap off and reveal the Jinhao nib. On the Sailor, half, 1, 1.5, 2 turns again to reveal the Sailor 14 karat gold nib. Let's just take a quick look at the nibs. So with the Jinhao, we've got a standard Jinhao nib here. We've got a gold coloured outer. We've got a nice decorative border on that silvery or steel coloured metal. Below the breather hole, we've got the Jinhao logo, the word Jinhao, and then M. This is a medium nib. With the Sailor, 14 karat gold coloured nib. Got a decorative border. Underneath the breather hole, we've got 1911. We've got the Sailor anchor. We've got 14K, 585. 585 is the 14 karat gold. That's 58.5% gold, I believe. And then below that, we've got Sailor. Let's take the bodies off. So, you already knew what was in the Jinhao 82 with it being transparent. There we've got the converter. If we take the body off the Sailor, again, we've got a converter. Sailor converter versus the Jinhao converter. As I say, these pens, they look virtually identical. Even down to the sections, about the same size. Only difference, there's a bit more of a lip here on the Jinhao, whereas on the Sailor, it does taper out a little bit more down to that lip at the bottom. Let's swap on over and we'll do some size comparisons. We'll start with my standard size comparisons, Pilot Metropolitan, Lamy Safari. Today's two pens, aren't they a lot smaller? Let's take the caps off. With the caps off and all unposted, today's two pens still an awful lot smaller. Let's take a look here at the Jinhao 82. So in the hand, as you can see, it does look very thin here around the section where my fingers are, and certainly short. I have to use this posted. Posted isn't too bad, doesn't feel too back heavy. Just put that down there like this. Take a look at the Sailor. Same story. They're virtually the same size. Section feels a bit thin, feels a bit short, but as soon as I post it, it starts to feel a lot nicer. And if we take a look at our comparisons here now with these two pens posted, you can see they are longer than the Safari and the Metropolitan. Let's swap on over and look at some pens that are roughly in the same price range. Here are my two price comparisons. So we've got a Platinum Preppy, that's 8 Aussie dollars. The Jinhao 82, 6 Aussie dollars. The Sailor ProGear Slim, 355 Aussie dollars. And the Visconti Van Gogh, $345. The Van Gogh, I do use that unposted, that's why I brought it out unposted. Let's pop the caps back on these. With the caps on, back to the story we had at the start, where both of today's pens are a lot shorter. Let's swap on over and fetch in the rule of measuring. Here's the rule of measuring. We'll start with the Jinhao 82. So the full length, 12.3 centimetres. Uncapped, 11 centimetres. Posted, 13.9 centimetres. The width of the body at its widest part, which is about here, is 1.3 centimetres. The width of the cap, 1.4 centimetres. And the section goes from 0.98 up to 1.07 centimetres. So I'd say fairly slim pen. With the Sailor ProGear Slim. The full body, 12.4 centimetres. So that's actually within tolerance for my measurer. The pen body, that's 11 centimetres, so that's the same. Posted is actually slightly longer. That comes in at 14.3 centimetres, so that's 4 millimetres longer. The body, at its widest part, comes in at 1.2, so within measuring tolerance. And the cap, 1.4, again within measuring tolerance. The section goes from 0.9 up to 1.1, so again, it's within tolerance, it's the same. Let's swap this out and fetch in the scales of weighing. Here we've got the scales of weighing. So starting with the Jinhao, the full pen, 19 grams. Body alone, remember there is a little bit of ink in here. You just stop that rolling there, 11 grams. And the cap, 8 grams. With the Sailor ProGear Slim, full pen, 20 grams, near enough the same. Body alone, 12 grams. Cap, 7 grams. Let's swap on over and we'll fetch in the notepad of testing. Just dropping in to interrupt your regular programming. Would you like to help support the channel? If so, please consider joining as a member. As a member, you'll get early access to my videos. I normally upload them a couple of days before they go out, and as soon as they're uploaded, they'll be released to members. There'll also be a shout out at the end of the videos, and then as we get the members coming in, we'll actually chat among ourselves and work out what other perks, what other things you'd like me to add in. You know, would you like maybe a monthly live chat just for members? All down to us. So please, if you can, consider joining the channel. A link will be in the description down below. Here we've got the notepad of testing. This is Oxford Optic paper. It's 90 GSM paper. Very nice fountain pen friendly paper. We'll start with the Jinhao 82. So we've got here a Jinhao 82. It's got a medium nib. Price for this, 6 Aussie dollars. The ink by TWSBI, and it's simply red. Drying times, so there's immediate, 10 seconds, 30 seconds, 1 minute. After a minute there, that's nice and dry. Is there any line variation? So here's no pressure. Here's with some pressure. Slightly wider line, wouldn't push the nib though. None with, none with, none with. Going to move the mic down to the page so you can hear the pen write. That's actually quite nice, very enjoyable, nice feedback. I do like a little bit of feedback on my writing. And the nib, it feels stiff. There's a nice tactileness to it. Very nice. Flow test. Then going backwards. Just a very nice writing pen. And for $6, you know, you're getting what you expect. You're getting a pen that writes. So that's the Jinhao 82. We move the page up and we'll do our writing with the Sailor. So here's a Sailor ProGear Slim. Oops, throwing it around. So we've got here a Sailor ProGear Slim. Very different writing experience. It's got a broad nib, nearly said medium there, and it's 14 karat gold. The price, 355 Aussie dollars. It ain't cheap. The ink is by Robert Oster, and it's Tranquility. I think this is a nice colour match for this pen. Drying times, so we go immediate, we get a clean finger, 10 seconds, 30 seconds. It's dry enough there, I don't need to do a 1 minute test. So a little bit faster drying. Line variation. So here's no pressure, and with pressure. The nib does feel a little bit softer, and we seem to get a slightly wider line. So none with, none with, none with. Again, wouldn't recommend pushing it to try and get any line variation. It's just not worth damaging the nib for that. Let's move the mic and write the sentence. I'm going to be honest, this is one of my favourite nibs. I absolutely love writing with this pen. Flow test. And then backwards. Flows really well. So that was the Sailor ProGear Slim. So what are my thoughts and my scores for these pens? Let's start by looking at the pen looks. I mean, shape-wise, they are both the same. We've got the transparent body on the 82. I quite like that. That's nice. I can see the ink. The shame is it's metal fittings, which means it's not really something I'd be comfortable to eyedropper. And I think if I'd been able to eyedropper it, it'd look really nice. I do love the material there on the Sailor. This beautiful blue-green nebula. I love the detail of it, you know, the way we've got the stars shining in there. So for pen looks, the Jinhao 82, good solid, 8 out of 10. But much prettier pen. Going to give it 9 out of 10 for the Sailor ProGear Slim. And this is a pen nearly reaches 10 out of 10, but I'm really keeping that for the special ones. So this is a 9 out of 10. Build quality. So far, so good. I mean, I've had the Sailor about 3 years. I've only had the Jinhao since Christmas, so I've had a lot more use from the Sailor, but the build quality so far is good. The threads are smooth, they don't feel like they're catching. Everything goes really well. I had no issues with any ink leakage. They're just both solidly built pens. So I'm going to give them both 8 out of 10. Writing experience. Both of them have to be used posted. The steel nib on the 82 is very nice. It's got nice feedback. It's got a nice tactileness to it. But the nib on the Sailor, I don't know if it's the way that Sailor make them, the way they tune them. It's just, to me, it is what I would call it a perfect nib for me. It's just so nice, so tactile. It's got a beautiful feedback when I'm writing with it. It's stiff, but not overly stiff. Just very nice to write with. So for writing experience, 8 out of 10 for the Jinhao, 9 out of 10 for the Sailor. Ink flow, again, as we've seen here, no issues with either of them, no problems with hard starts, no problems with skipping. They both write really well. They let me do what I want, then they let me get ideas out of my head and onto paper in a way that I enjoy. Ink flow, again, both good solid, 8 out of 10. Comfort, to be honest, same comments for both of them. That's how close they are in terms of the shape, the size and the weight. They feel a little bit thin, they feel a little bit light. When they're posted, yep, they're okay. Remember, it's the design of the pen that does what it's meant to there. So for comfort, again, going to give them both a good, solid 8 out of 10. Value for money. This is always the big differentiator with pens like this. $6. I wouldn't even like to guess that's what, maybe 20 odd of these I can buy for the same price as one of those. $6, $355. Big difference in price. So it's not fair to compare them on price. What we need to do is try and compare them based on how they perform with other pens in a similar price range. And they both come out really well. They both perform as I would expect. Then we start to fetch the price in. Well, if they're both performing nicely, why would I pay $355 when I can pay $6? So, value for money, I'm going to give the Jinhao 82 a 9 out of 10. And I'm going to give the Sailor an 8 out of 10. So that means the total scores for the Jinhao 82 with TWSBI Red is 8.17 out of 10. And for the Sailor ProGear Slim with Robert Oster Tranquility is 8.33 out of 10. What are your thoughts on these pens? What are your thoughts on pens from China that look very, very similar to some more expensive brands? Please drop any comments down below. Let's kickstart the conversation. Please hit the thumbs up button. Every time you like, every time you comment, just helps with the YouTube algorithm. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel so that you can get new videos as I release them. I'll talk to you again soon.